to all the dispossessed youth of Africa, for perpetuation of communion with ancestral spirits through the fight for African freedom, and in the firm faith that the dead, the living, and the unborn will unite to build the destroyed shrines. Hello and welcome, family, to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray, beloveds, that you are going with the flow in terms of moving into and acclimatizing to your new narrative. You know, there's so many signs that your energy has changed. You've either moved to a new home or you're going to be moving to a new home. Your work dynamics are shifting and changing. Certain things, certain people, places, ideas are falling from your life in order to make room for all the different components of your new narrative. And you know, the important thing, beloveds, why I've been stressing the new narrative is because when you take that first mental step, like there's a certain acceleration and propelling that happens where, you know, so much will be revealed to you and so much will be shifted and changed. But a lot is happening in this time, and a lot of us are feeling it with a lot of change and movement and reshuffling in our own individual lives. So just know anything that is leaving is meant to leave. Anyone that is in your surroundings or is coming into your surroundings, ask why they're here, because, you know, there's like a changing of the guards in our lives. Maybe I'll do a separate show on that because this is a whole other story. Beloveds, this is so crazy. This was actually depressing. Special shout out to the lady that sent me this. I'd wanted to give you a shout out. I can't remember your name, but I'll do it in the comments. But, you know, there's this whole confusion about Nigerians trying to get out of the Ukraine. I think they're saying there's like something like 5,600 Nigerians that are stranded in Ukraine. The Nigerian government recently came out and said that they were going to spend, I don't know how many, $8.9 million or something like that to get their people out. You know, and then parents, relatives, or friends of Nigerian students stranded in the Ukraine actually went, they marched to the Russian embassy in Abuja on Monday, calling for peace in Ukraine and for the immediate evacuation of its students. But there's something else that happened, beloveds, that has kind of shocked all of us. While all of this is going on, they're saying about 115 young Nigerians stormed the Ukrainian embassy, saying that they wanted to fight, to volunteer for World War III, to fight on the side of Ukraine. This is so crazy. And this was actually, you know, Mzungus, they love this stuff, you know, making, like, this is, I couldn't even process this, beloveds. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, for me, this is a breakdown of our narrative. This is like such a failure. Like the youth have been failed. So this article says, you know, at a time when Nigerians in Ukraine are struggling to return home, about 115 young men offered to join Ukraine in its fight against Russia. The men who besieged the Ukrainian embassy in Abuja also put down their names in a register provided by the embassy, and they're saying the foreign media was not allowed to take pictures. Photographs of these young men, but the news was confirmed by the second secretary in the Ukrainian embassy, someone called Bogdan Soltis, and he confirmed the development, adding that no step had yet to be taken to the effect. The volunteers may have been responding to a recent call by comedian Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who was urging people around the world to join the fight. Come on, guys. Come on. I think for me, this just left me so confused and disturbed for our youth. It shows that us, the leaders of this, you know, revival of the melanated people, we need to get into position quick, fast. We need to raise our vibrations, raise to our positions of priesthood and Messiah, because Messiah is saving the people. The people need to be mentally saved. Like, how do you do this? All the way in Nigeria, youth want to go fight for Ukraine? Like, seriously? And it shows you that many of our youth don't know the history of our ancestors. I mean, most of the independence movement was started by soldiers. Then they weren't volunteering. Like here in Kenya, beloveds, the Mau Mau, it's like soldiers, Kenyan soldiers went and fought in World War II. And when they returned, and it was like the first time that they saw the Mzungu bleeding and everything. So they realized, hey, this Mzungu is not God. They saw them dying and all these things. So when they returned, the people who had fought in the war, the veterans, were being handed out different things. The Mzungu, British, some were flown here, shipped here, however, and given large pieces of land. And that is the land that we're still contending to today. But our own African soldiers who fought in World War III for the Mzungus, when they got back, some got a bicycle, some got a certificate, thank you very much. And this angered them because they had realized equality. They had realized that the Mzungu was not this like mysterious butterfly, but was just someone who could also bleed. This is what angered them and moved them to the forest, because they came back and they found nothing. They got nothing. Their families were, and then recognizing what was happening with all the discrimination and everything. And a lot of them are the ones who moved to the forest and hence started or contributed in a massive way, took the revolution movement here, the Mau Mau movement, in a massive way to the next level. Although we're not told that the revolution in Kenya was run by Modomogos, it was run by the spiritualists, beloveds. It was run by the high priests. It was a spiritual war. But when we try and understand it and understand it physically, we can never, because there's so many mystical things that happened in the background. Like 200 Mzungu soldiers going blind because of a certain high priest. And these are the things that actually got them to let our people go. There's so much we need to learn, but this was shocking. What are our youth doing? This is such a shame, even to the Buharis of this world, beloveds. And, there's a Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria. They actually faulted the administration of President Buhari. And they said, like other aspects, Buhari's presidency fumbled again, this time woefully because it failed to effectively and timelessly evacuate Nigerians from Ukraine many weeks before the eventual war started. I mean, all the governments have been late. At least Nigerian has come up. But they were basically speaking against, the Ukrainians being evacuated. Aren't these guys getting the memo? Because by the time I was going to press, I think it had reached 200 Nigerian youth wanting to go fight for Ukraine. But there's a royal prince who came out of the Oshun dynasty or something like that. And he came out and he said this, they should be stopped. The Nigerian government needs to actually stop them. Because it's like people are taking sides in something they don't understand, and that will pull the energy of Nigeria and of our people into this war, which is what they want. They need our energy is the ultimate fuel. This is so nuts, man. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We have so much work to do on our people. So much work. But it will be done. And there will kind of be a separation, beloveds. Some people are going to lose out on their inheritance because they don't even know themselves, because of ignorance, where you want to go into Babylon's war with itself, which is our great opportunity to organize our own house. Until next time, tuko pamoja.